everybody, and welcome back to another edition of SCZ Live. I am Shanae, and if you can't guess by the noise you hear behind me, we are behind the scenes at our flamingo breeding facilities, and we are here with two of our keepers. And they're, of course, fabulous to have around, but they are not the star of this show. This little guy right here, or gal, right here is absolutely the star of the show.
Yeah, so this is a greater flamingo chick. It is 5 days old. If Emma turns it around right there, you can see it's got a designation of orange left right now. That's a temporary leg band so that we can tell it apart, because we have 8 greater flamingo chicks total right now. The rest of them are in there with the parents.
So you can see they're all in here with the parents. Okay.
So we just brought this little guy out. He's our youngest one right now, so that you guys could get a nice up-close look at a flamingo chick, because it's a view that not a lot of people get to see.
And Ann, I know you had to laugh at me a little bit when I came back here, because I looked down and saw those chicks and got that silly, giddy voice, because they are stinking cute. They are really, really cute, and this is about their cutest stage. So right now, it's, like I said, only 5 days old, but you can see maybe, I don't know how well you can see in the camera, yeah. It's, we're pooping. Downy plumage is already starting to get a little bit darker here on its back, and its legs are already starting to turn a little bit darker. When they first hatch, it is bright pink, but you can see their leg looks kind of puffy and shiny, and that's exactly what we want to see on a flamingo chick. That means it's well hydrated and well fed. And as you saw, also defecation. Defecation is going well. You can also see that its beak, unlike its parents, is straight. And that will stay like that for the first, like month or so of its life. Actually, a couple weeks in, it'll start to slowly turn down. But while the parents are feeding it, that's easier for the chick to be fed by the parents like that. And that's why you can also see he's got a very dirty face. That's because his very dirty parents are feeding him right now. And another cool adaptation is right here. He still has his egg tooth a little bit. It's starting to come off, but that is a thing that all birds have, and that's what helps them break through the shell when they're hatching. But he won't turn pink until I keep saying he, we don't know if it's a he or she, won't turn pink until it's about 3 to 4 years old before it reaches full adult color. And again, just 5 days old now.
Just 5 days old now, yeah. Our last year that are about not quite 1 year old yet, they were born later in the fall last year. They're just now starting to get some pink feathers. So they're gray for about their first year of life.
Now, Ann, at this point, what is our little chick here eating?
He is being fed entirely by its parents, and they are fed a secretion called crop milk from the parents' crop, which is a part of their digestive system. That muscular organ secretes a milky-like substance. That's why it's called crop milk. It's not a true milk like a mammal, but it's got all the nutrients that baby needs, and they regurgitate that. And then the parents will dribble it out of their mouth, and the baby laps it up. That's why you see all those really adorable pictures of a flamingo chick tucked under the parent's wing. That's their feeding position. They'll reach back and feed them like that. And you'll actually see them as they're older standing face to face doing that as well.
Ah, okay. And how long will it be before the parents stop feeding it?
The chicks won't start to eat on their own until they're a few months old, but the parents will still be solicited to feed that crop milk for about the first 6 months of their life. They'll slowly wean them off of it, though, and you'll hear the chicks begging for quite a while, and the parents definitely start to ignore it when they're a few months old. So
I can see with all the noise in here, them being able to just drown it out with the noise of everybody else in here, too.
Yeah, and I think we'll have Emma take this little guy back so he can get back to his parents, but we'll watch while she does that.
And how many graders do we have, Ann? Not counting the chicks.
There are
ish
51 graders. and 53 Caribbeans. That's not counting any of our chicks. Those are our numbers.
And how many of our chicks have hatched for graders so far this year?
Well, let's look at our map here.
I like the map.
So, is that too bright? There we go.
Okay.
So these were all the eggs that we've had laid. We actually had a new egg this morning. But we had 8 that have hatched and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that have not hatched.
There's a chick back with mom and dad over there. Okay, so we're going to go back to our map here. Okay, so we can see again a great way, and all the dots are lined up with where the nests are, so you guys can always just tell exactly what's going on.
Exactly where they are. And of course, once the chicks are about 3 to 4 days old, they leave the nest. That chick that we had out actually hatched here, but its parents are hanging out back over here. But the great thing is, you know, it's really loud and noisy, like you said, but those parents and that chick know each other's calls, so that Emma could have let that chick go all the way over here, and that chick would have run in and found its parents. Because in the wild, flamingos live in huge flocks of hundreds up to thousands of birds, and the chicks will form what's called a creche, and that's just a group of chicks that hang out during the day while the parents are out feeding. And those creches can be hundreds of chicks large as well. And they're able to come back and call to their chick, and their chick will come out and can be fed.
We'll get up here a little closer.
Yeah, and you can kind of see our chicks are forming a loose creche right now. But like when we first come up here and the parents aren't all riled up, the chicks will actually be in a nice little group. And maybe that's something you've seen when you've been out to the zoo. When we have young birds on exhibit, they will still definitely form a creche. Sometimes you'll see them all kind of off to the side, away from the adults.
So how many eggs are we still waiting to have hatch?
We have 2 greater eggs that should be hatching later this month, and then we have that new egg that was just laid overnight last night. And that's just for Caribbeans. For our greater birds, or sorry, that was graders. For our Caribbeans, sorry.
Which are the brighter pink birds.
Yep, to next door. We are still waiting on like 11 eggs.
Wow, okay. So this was kind of a bumper crop of eggs this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, the weather has been really great this year, and flamingos breed better in larger groups. That's why we maintain a large flock here. It more mimics their natural group numbers in the wild. Like I said, in the wild you'll find them in flocks of hundreds. Here we have a little over 100 birds all together, and they do live together on exhibit. But I think one of the things that has helped out this year for us is having both flocks back here at the same time. Normally we only bring one group at a time so that the other one's on exhibit, but since the exhibit is closed down due to our entry construction, we have them all back here. Even though they're not all in the same area, they're right next door to each other, and I think that might have helped spur them on, plus all the nice, cool, rainy spring we had. So.
And I know people have asked us that, Anne, when will we expect to have flamingos back on exhibit?
We do not plan on moving the birds back until the weather turns cold. That way we have as much time away from the construction for the birds as possible. We also need the construction to get to a point where we can access the building again. So. And
the chicks will stay with the parents the entire time?
Yep, they will be with their parents the entire time. We don't really do much with our chicks other than a quick little exam when they're a few days old, and then to change their leg bands as they grow. They have those little temporary bands that we showed you on the chick earlier on, and we'll check those as they grow. But then they'll get their adult bands when they're about a month to 2 months old.
And will you guys have us back in a couple weeks and let us see the progress of flamingos?
We definitely will, because we'll have more Caribbean chicks by that point, and we'll show you pretty similar, but maybe not quite as gray.
That's just great. Everybody, thank you for joining us today on SCZ Live. Please make sure and keep an eye on our website. We are planning some exciting new evening programs as well as behind-the-scenes programs that are specifically geared for families and people that do not need to be social distancing from each other. So we're hopeful that those programs will go live here at any moment. And maybe you'll even get a better idea of where the flamingos live back of house. Again, thanks for joining us on SCZ Live, and remember you can see any of our past programs on the zoo's YouTube channel at Sedgwick County Zoo. Have a great day.